How you feeling, mate? First couple of weeks back, what's the feeling like around the group?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, the boys have come back in pretty good nick, and young boys have been training for a few weeks now, and the older boys have floated through as well. So we're ready to go. We're all back today, and we're excited, mate.
How's the ankle feeling for yourself?
Yeah, good. I've got no issues. So I had a good solid off season of running and trained the last couple of weeks. So touch wood, it stays that way.
How sort of long did it take to get that right after the surgery, and then obviously came back and then went out again? How long did it take to get fully right?
It took probably about 10 weeks to come back to normal. I spent about that time off legs once I had the stress-related stuff, and with those things, they just take time. So you just need to go completely off legs and then reset from there. So I feel fit and healthy now, which is nice.
How nice is it, I guess, to be back to training and pre-season, considering you were off for the whole year last year?
Yeah, you feel a bit disconnected for sure when you're not playing and training with the boys. So just to be back in amongst it's nice. But, I'm not the only one. You got Tommy Cole, Oscar Allen, these sorts of blokes who are back now mixing in with the group, which is a positive. So it's something to launch off this year at the start of pre-season.
Is it a different vibe then, given that the guys that were off last year are now back? Is there a bit of optimism amongst the group?
For sure. I mean, it's only day one at the moment, so there's a lot of training that we need to get through before round one. But, it's definitely nice, and it's good for the coaches and the strength and conditioning staff. The fact that we've got lots of numbers on track this time of the year, it's good.
Dom, before you went down with that injury, I think you were second in the fairest and best the year before, and you're at that age where, you've played a lot of footy. Do you feel like you were coming into that next phase of your career and you were getting towards your peak?
Yeah, I think I was, but, I can't change what's happened in the past now, so all I can look at is what I can do going forward now. I think I'm in my 10th year at the club now, so one of the older boys, so hopefully I can get back to that sort of form that I was a couple of years ago, but, also improve as well, get even better.
I was going to ask, despite that disruption of last year, do you feel like you can take your game to another level?
I think so. I mean, if you're not striving to get better and take your game to the next level, then you're wasting your time being here. So I'm going to do everything I can to get fit and healthy and be the best possible teammate I can be.
Have you met the new draftees, Dom? And if you have, what was your early impressions on them?
Yeah, good. I met the East Coast boys just this morning, about 10 minutes ago, so they seem like good fellas, and I met Ruben and Elijah the other day. So they seem like good kids. Ruben especially, big-bodied inside mid. He looks like he can have an impact, and Elijah looks like he's going to be a good player too, just having an early look at him. So had a bit to do with Jaden Hunt as well. He's been back for a week or so, and he's a good addition to us as well.
Knowing what those young midfielders can bring to your midfield, do you think it's a good addition to that mix that you've got? Oh,
for sure. I mean, especially with Elliot Yeo and Luke Shuey sort of in their 30s now, to have some good young talent like him come in, it is awesome for us. So I've no doubt that he can have an immediate impact this pre-season and, this season going forward. So it's an exciting time for our football club. We've got a lot of young blokes who played a lot of footy last year, then we've picked up some new talent as well. So providing everyone stays fit and healthy, it'll be an exciting year for us, I'm sure.
With all those, I guess, experienced names and some highly rated young players coming into the midfield, what do you see the midfield being capable of in 2023?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't really thought about that, but we've got obviously a lot of talent in there still. So our number one goal this year will be to start off with getting everybody fit and healthy, and we'll see what happens from there.
Pardon the pun, but I understand you've got Jinby under your wing for a little bit now. What sort of advice do you give a guy like him, considering you're a country kid as well? Obviously, he's more ocean, you're more desert. And first round draftee in WA, all that sort of pressure. What do you sort of say to him?
Look, I think he's got to work extremely hard, like anyone in the AFL, to make it. But he's got a good head on his shoulders, which is great. He's got to play to his strengths as well. So he's got to continue to work on his deficiencies. But you've got to play to your strengths, and especially as a young fella, you do get a bit of a license to do that when you first come to the club. So do everything right. I'm sure he will, and he could have a good career ahead of him, no doubt.
You mentioned Yowie, we've seen him training away from the group a fair bit lately. We understand he's got a calf issue. How's he going at the moment, considering it's just another injury for him?
Yeah, he's back up and running at the moment, I think. So with him, he's obviously hasn't had the continuity over the last 3 or so years. So we'll take it a little bit slower with him. But I'm sure, no doubt, it's only December at the moment. So, we'll back in our strength and conditioning staff to get him right.
I know first and foremost you want to just get back to playing footy, but one of the things that's sort of been touted the last few months is, who would step up next as the next captain. And Oscar was mentioned, Tom after his fantastic year. Is that something you've thought of, and is that something you'd love to do, considering, like you said, you've been here for 10 years?
I think this football club has a lot of great leaders, and we'll go through our process in Feb of picking our captain, and Luke's been an unbelievable captain for us, and that will be a team voted thing as it goes. So, but at the moment, it's not something that is on my mind.
And are you expecting now pre-season to ramp up? We've seen other clubs doing 1K and 2K time trials. Is that on your radar anytime soon as a club?
Yeah, I think we'll do that on Wednesday. I think we'll do our time trials on Wednesday. We'll get everybody in today, we'll screen, and then we'll go out and train, and then we'll go time trials on Wednesday.
Dom, it was a tough season last year, probably the first one for a while for the club. What does that have in terms of effect heading into a pre-season where you didn't get the results last year, this year, well, next year could be a lot different? Do you change things up a lot, or is it, getting the enjoyment back in and around the group? Is there anything you sort of do different this pre-season, do you think?
I think we'll tweak a bit of our training in that, but that will sort of come, and we'll have conversations about that as the weeks go on. I'm sure the coaches have already spoken about it, but just getting everybody in and fit and healthy and trying to get them up and going is our number one goal at the moment. And I guess the beauty of the start of pre-season, everybody starts on 0 points, so you've always got that in the back of your mind that you can achieve anything this year. Every club's obviously thinking it, but in terms of how much we change, I think number one thing is going to be to get everybody fit and healthy.